Hey guys, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo. Very excited. I want to show you how to make money with virtual assistants, where you hire virtual assistants for about $120 to $150, and then you have them work for you full-time, 40-hour weeks, 8-hour days, less than what you pay for your cell phone right now. And these virtual assistants are going to be able to help you in your business exponentially grow your business. What is exponentially? Is x to the power of 2, where it's like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. So once again, virtual assistants, I'm going to refer them to as VAs as we move forward. Okay, let me explain what a virtual assistant is. A virtual assistant is someone in a third world country, okay? Let me give you some examples. Philippines, India, Pakistan. Great education, high level education. They will be able to speak English for you. More importantly, they're trainable, they're hungry, they're motivated, which is going to help you make money in your business. So a virtual assistant is an actual worker for your company that lives overseas, and he or she is highly decorated in their education. They're going to be a team member, just like soccer or football or basketball, to help you score a goal. Okay, and I'm here to help you understand the importance and open your eyes, the importance of virtual assistants in your business. It doesn't matter if you're a small, little, tiny business where you have a full-time job and you do this part-time, or you're a medium business, or you're a full-time entrepreneur, or you have a $20 million plus business. You can use virtual assistants. So last time, I want to put it in other words. Virtual assistants is someone that's remote that can help you with your business. What can they do? I will explain that in a second, okay? How much did you pay them? I kind of just told you right now, but I explain in a second a little bit further, okay? So we talked about what are virtual assistants. Now, let's talk about the benefits of virtual assistants. And you really have to pay attention, because this is a game changer. This is something that can make your salon or your chiropractic business or your law firm or your doctors or your pizza shop or your photography business or your moving company or your real estate brokerage firm or your investment business, whatever it is, sell books, whatever it is, exponentially grow. So let me explain some of the benefits, and I'll just go through it. Number one is that the profits are just so huge. They're just so huge. They're just so huge. And the reason I say that is because you don't have to pay all these fees like you do like a normal employee. You usually could have a VA work for you for $150 a month full time, and they could generate business for you. Depends on what you want them to do for you. So the very first benefit is that the profit is so much, and the overhead costs is as small as your little cell phone that you carry on your, where you some people play games with. Now you can start monetizing and making hundreds of thousands of dollars with a VA and a great idea and systems that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. The second benefit of having a virtual assistant, which is great, is that I've owned 3 businesses in the past 15 years that were successful. I've owned other businesses that were not successful. And I'm here to tell you that it costs a lot of money to start a business, where you have to buy tables, you have to buy desks, you have to buy computers, you have to set up phone lines. Each phone line is going to cost you like $120 if you're like with AT&T or whatever, these phone lines. You got to get a phone, what's called PB, I forgot the name of it, but it's like a digital that allows have music on hold, how to transfer. There's new stuff, technology out there, but old school stuff like what my dad has and most small businesses cost thousands of dollars for each employee. You got to get phones, okay? You got to get chair, you got to get lights, you got to get pencils, you got to get little things, you got to get a trash can, you got to get a computer, which costs a lot of money, right? It's not for free. Like for every desk, the laptop would cost like $1,200. So what I'm going with this is I'm trying to help some of you guys that don't have a business or work at home, to help you understand that if you hired an actual physical employee, not only do you have to pay their salary and the taxes and all that other good stuff, but you also have to pay a lot of infrastructure. Well, the benefit with the VA is that they're paying for the infrastructure. I don't know if you heard me. Let me pay one more time. Do pay attention, okay? The VA, the virtual assistant, is going to be paying for the infrastructure. What infrastructure? Well, let's start off with the internet. They have to have their own internet. Let's start off with their own computer. They have to have their own computer. Let's start with the table, with the desk, with the chairs, with the pencils, so on and so on. A space, an office space, that costs money. So as you can see, that virtual assistants in India and Pakistan, they have to take on those costs, not you, okay? Which leads to the point number one, where I said huge profits. I wasn't joking with you, okay? I'm being very, very serious. Because number one was just talking about like multiple ideas, and I'm going to go through it. But number two is you don't have to pay for the infrastructure for the VA, like computers, desks, whatever. They're responsible for it, and they all pay for it. How do I know, guys? That's a very, very good question. I started outsourcing in roughly between 1999 when Yahoo was king and not Google, and a little bit before that. And I started outsourcing to India and Pakistan for IT work, okay? But today, which brings me to another point number three, today is a very, very great day to hire virtual assistants, because in 1999, I don't know if you guys remember, there was no DSL, what was out there was dial-up, okay? And you could have got AOL or you got Net Zero at the malls. They give handed out CDs. And it was very, very expensive. And it was expensive. Computers were expensive. A tower cost like $2,500. Desktop tower, laptops. So it was very, very expensive back then. I don't know if you guys remember. We didn't have these cell phones like this. We had pagers back in the days, okay? So it shows how old I am, I guess. But you don't have to pay all that infrastructure, okay, which is very powerful. Give me a second. My throat's hurting for a second. So coming back to the story, the benefits of having a VA is so exponentially to the cons of it, okay? There's really no cons. You're paying them so little money. They're paying for the infrastructure, okay? Now, let's talk about motivation. These guys are highly motivated, okay? Why do I say that? Because when we live in America or Canada or, there's like a 12-hour shift from us to India or here to Pakistan or here to Philippines. And these people that are applying for jobs, they're extremely motivated because they have to work the grave knife shift, okay? Which means that they have to stay up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning, when everybody in their family and their cousins and their friends are sleeping, okay? So they're very, very hungry. The other benefit is that you're getting highly, highly educated people, because in these third world countries, not everybody is able to afford to go to college, and there's not really like loans like in America and things of that nature where they get people in debt right out of college, or to get them into college, I guess. So the elite, the people that have the money, they're smart, they're the ones that go to college and learn English, and then they're the ones that have the money for internet and have the headset and have the computer to do that. So you're getting the cream already, and then you're getting the cream of people that are really motivated, okay? Some of them may come from wealthy families, and some of them are just like working, multiple jobs to get a better life for themselves. So they're very, very hungry, unlike employees that I've had personally in my 14, 15 years of employment. If it was from a moving company, if it was from a pizza business, if it was a car wash business, whatever, it's very hard to find good employees that are very motivated, unlike third world countries where they want a better life. They're watching YouTube, they're watching Facebook and see how Americans have this nice cars and this, and they want that. Even though they live so far away, they want to be like Americans, believe it or not. And like I said, what makes me an expert I've been doing this since 1999. Just for my moving company, I had at any time 22 to 30 VAs working spontaneously. I had VAs that were managers. I had multiple tiers of VAs that hired, and so on. So there's a lot of benefits for having a virtual assistant helping your business. Okay. Now, there's two types of VAs out there. Okay, or I like to separate the tasks. So there's basically two types of VAs that can do two types of tasks. The task number one, what I call non-voice VA. Okay, these are called back-end VAs. The back-end VAs are non-voice. They don't use their voice. They do tasks like bookkeeping. They do tasks like data entry, QuickBooks. They do tasks like posting on Craigslist. They do tasks like text messaging. They do tasks like, whatever you want them to do, whatever your imagination is. Depends on what business it is. Okay, if I had a VA working at a pizza place, I have them do different things than if they're being realtors, or if they're being investors, or if they're being photographers. Okay, so with the back end VAs, you could get these VAs for probably about $100 to $120, and they work full time, 40-hour weeks for you. With the ones that use their voice, you're going to have to start off like 150 to get a good one. Okay. Now you can pay more. I'm not saying you can pay more, and you should pay more. Okay. If they make you a lot of money, definitely take care of them because they're making you money. But for some of us that are new and we're just have a full-time job and we have kids, or just single family moms or single family dads, or we have so much debt or credit card debt and student debt, then money might be tight, and I totally understand it. And that's why I have this ingenious idea for you, which is called hiring virtual assistants to exponentially grow your business. It doesn't matter if you have $1,000 a month business, or if you have a $50,000 a month business, or $1 million a month business. Virtual assistants can help you out. What can a virtual assistant do? They can do whatever you can imagine them to do. Okay, and I'll talk to you some of the stuff they've done for my business. But coming back to the story, there's two types of virtual assistants: back end, they don't use their voice, and I talked about it already. And then we have the front end. Now, the front end, they do work as things as, cold calling, lead generation. They could do customer support. They could do customer care, like feedback, calling your customers, have them ask for reviews for you. Like if you had a pizza place, then you could have them answer the phones and take orders. If you had a moving company, the same kind of thing. You could play these guys whatever you want. You could have them as managers. You could have them as hiring. They help you hire, screen candidates for you locally or remotely. So you can have them whatever you want, but they're using their voice. So every day they're talking. If they're talking on Skype, they're talking on the phone, whatever it is, but they're talking. They're talking to your other workers to manage. Let's say my moving company, I would have a manager and he would manage the movers. Okay, or I could have a manager that is hiring VAs. Or I have VAs doing cold calling. They're in the trenches. They're in the front, dude. They're generating leads. Okay. So now I talked about the two types of VAs. Basically, I broke it down very complex. If you're in the pizza business, there's two types of VAs. If you're in a realtor, there's two types of VAs. If you're an investor, there's two types of VAs. It doesn't matter what it is. There's only two types of VA tasks that's out there: back end, front end. Front end uses their voice. Back end, they don't use their voice. They're sitting there just typing. Okay, providing back end support like emails and etc. Okay, I talked about that already. Now, I talked about what is a VA. I talked about the benefits of the VA. Okay, I talked about the different types of VA. Now, what type of businesses can use a VA? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that any business you can imagine can use a VA. Let me talk about the businesses I own. I own, moving company, real estate brokerage firm where I have a broker and realtors working for me. The Mr. Investor and the Dojo. Okay, for example, for the Dr. Move business that I used to own, VAs did a variety of different stuff for me. They did anything from like payroll, back end. I'm talking about the back end, to send out text messages, to data extraction, to bookkeeping, to back end support like live chat. When somebody comes to our website, they would chat with them. to email responding, to setting up interviews, to hire drivers, to move the people, things of that nature. Now, from the front end, what did I have them do? Okay, for my moving business, I would have them do cold calling. Okay, they would have a variety of different pools of leads that I would have them call. Okay, that was one group. I would have another group do what I call incoming calls. When customers call, we did the advertising, we did the flyers, we did the cold calling, and then they left messages and people start calling in. The incoming group would take the calls, ask them, where you're moving from, where you're moving to, what's your moving date, all these questions, and then formulate a price with them, and then they would do the follow-up, and then do the closing, and they do everything, even tell them where to go to pay their deposits and stuff like that. Okay, so as you can see, the front end, I had my gorilla in the trenches, and I had the back gorillas that were just taking the calls in. Okay, then I had one person allocated to just follow up with our customers when we moved them. They would call the next day and follow. Hey, how was it? Please leave us a review. If there's anything that needs to be done, give the information to me so we could fix it. So as you can see, a virtual assistant in a moving company, guys, a moving company was a gold mine. I mean, I was literally able to decrease my all the expenses of having an employee. Now, it sounds like really mean, but all the big corporations are doing it. When you call T-Mobile, when you call Sprint, when you call Verizon, when you call Pizza Hut, all these guys have virtual VAs. You just don't know it because you're not in the business of it. But since I've been doing this since 1999, I could recognize, what a VA is. Like I said, I used to manage 20 to 30 VAs at all times. Okay, just for my moving company. That doesn't include my real estate brokers. Doesn't include Mr. Investor, what have you. Okay, so many companies are doing it, and you should too, because when you have an employee, a lot of people don't know because they had jobs. It costs a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen, besides the infrastructure, which is, what is the infrastructure? Office space, internet, phone line, the actual phone, the actual desk, the actual chair, etc. Besides the infrastructure, there's a shitload more fucking work with it. For example, you have to do like with my moving company, I had a company called Paychecks, right? Or ADP, to do payroll. You got to pay these guys. For every person you have, you got to pay them X amount of dollars to set it up, X amount per paycheck. Every paycheck you got to pay them. For your contractors, you got to pay them. I mean, end of the year when they send out the 1099s, you got to pay them. So there's a lot of fees. I have to pay, so many expenses. Let's talk about taxes. When you're an employee, you get your check, you see your tax being cut off, whatever it is. Let's just say, in this simplified, just X. You get your check, you get X taken off. What you don't realize is that whatever that X was, your employer had to match the same exact thing. So if you got X, then Uncle Sam, Big Brother, got X plus 2, because if you had to pay $10, your employer had to match that $10, dude. Okay, so it costs money in the tax, it costs money in bookkeeping, it costs money in companies that do payroll. If you have direct deposit, it costs money at the bank. It takes time and resources to do these payrolls. It's a big liability. I mean, there's a lot of people trying to sue you. Deadbeats, employees don't want to fucking work. There's training. And for example, if you just get in that low-end employee, like $15 an hour, $10 an hour, a lot of these people don't want their jobs. They're not happy. They're just, in it just to get a paycheck. They don't give a rat's ass. And I'm so happy not to have all these businesses and not have all these people, because I realize, having U.S. employees maybe at these levels, it's not great. I'm not dissing on workers, but there's so many workers that hate their job and they're just going there in debt, and they're just they give a rat's ass about their company. And you can see it when you go to Walmart. When you go to Walmart, you're at the cashier. Some of them don't even say, hey, how you doing? Or they just hate me. It's like that kind of and it's bad for the employees, it's bad for the customers, it's bad for the company, it's bad for the economy. So we have to change that. We have to get into something that everybody loves and works for their passion. And that's why I'm doing these videos for you guys and showing you how to get out of that fucking negative depression lifestyle, the cubicle that college talks about, your mama told you about. You hate it, and I can feel it every time I go to a restaurant, I go to a law office, lawyer. They hate their job, they're in debt up their ass, they're just doing it just to do it. Okay, so don't To avoid that, I'm telling you like other ways to do it, which is like this. You could get a VA, okay? You spend so little money, you make so much money, you don't have to pay the taxes, you don't have to deal with them, you don't have to deal with the liabilities, you don't have to buy the infrastructure, the internet, the phones, anything. And guess what? These people will work 5 or 10 times harder than a U.S. person, okay? And I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Like I said, I've been working with VAs for a very long time. And here's the great thing, ladies and gentlemen. The people you'll find in these countries like China, India, Pakistan, Brazil, whatever, they all have the same exact wants as you have. You know, they want their kids to go to best schools. They want a safe place to live. They want a better life. And since they're in like a depression state, they're really hungry to get out of it. And that's the great thing for you and me, is because, as you know, or if you don't know, let me tell you, if you want to have a successful business, you need good workers. Okay, I mean, and you need loyal workers, because there's nothing worse than hiring people, paying for them, taking time to train them, and they quit in 3 months, or they quit in 2 months, or you have to fire them in 2 weeks. There's nothing painful than that, dude, because at that time, you're not out there getting new business, whatever it is, managing your business, getting new business, whatever. You're spending so much time and energy on a back-end process that's not producing any money, plus you got to pay for that fucking person, and then they quit, or you have to fire because they're idiots. There's nothing painful to that. So, which brings me to a problem called virtual assistants and how easily they are able to quit, okay? This is why it's so important that you guys get my book, my virtual assistant filtering system, and how to hire virtual assistants. I not only talk about how much to pay them, how to hire them, where to find them in full detail, okay? But more importantly, I talk about the different mindset of virtual assistants versus freelancers, virtual assistants. And I also talk about the importance of learning to really, there's this many people will apply, and you have to learn how to filter them out to like this much so you get the cream of the cream instead of everybody. Because one thing with these countries is, like, for example, if some people in Philippines or India, much respect to all of these people, they're very like humble people, and they want to serve you, and so they'll tell you whatever you want to hear to get the job, and they'll promise you the world, not because they're bad people. It's just they want to deliver, but they don't have the skills, or you'll realize that, you know, they can't do it. And so when you hire virtual assistants, trust me, how do I know? Because I've gone through this nightmare, right? You'll end up hiring all these wrong people, and you put your time into them, you put your money into them, and before you know it, they're quitting, or they're not getting any results, and you're frustrated, and you're mad, and you spend all this time and money, and you didn't get any fucking leads, or you didn't get any deals, or whatever it was, and you're like, no, this is not going to work. And I almost did the same thing. I quitted almost 2 or 3 times because I said, oh, this shit ain't going to work, dude. I quitted when I hired IT VAs, when I made the very first software in America for a moving company, where, you know, my own moving company back in 1999, 2000, 2001, where I was able to give people instant quotes online without sending an on-site estimator out there, and without charging my customers an hourly rate. You know, instead of saying I'm going to charge you $89 an hour, I would say, hey, if you tell me what you have, you actually put it into my software, right into your phone or into your laptop. As soon as you push submit, it'll give you an instant price just like that. Okay, so, you know, when I made that, it took me like 6 months to a year to make this software. Man, I almost quit so many times because I didn't know how to hire IT guys that are virtual. Okay, and, you know, hard. Same thing that happened with hiring front-end VAs, okay? There was a lot of headache hiring people that would quit, or didn't have sales skills, or cold calling skills, or their English wasn't good, or had problems with their connection, or, you know, well, I solve all that stuff, and I tell you what to do right now to eliminate people having slow computers, having bad internet connection, having bad work habits, not being highly motivated, you know, people that give you the fluff and the bluff and tell you the whole world they can do, but they can do. I'll show you how to eliminate that. And I'm selling this course right now. You can get it for pre-order. I'm selling for $1,000, ladies and gentlemen. But right now you can pre-order it on my website for $325. But wait, if you get it right now for for the first 19 people, I'm letting it go for $97, ladies and gentlemen, just $97. And the link is right below, okay? And again, this book is not just a book, it's a video training course. I give you my exact manuals that you could download and copy and turnkey so you can use to do interviewing, how to hire, how to filter, how to gauge motivation, how to find the best VAs, how to pay them, when to pay them, what systems to pay them, and so many different ideas. Okay, let me give you another idea. Okay, when you're out there and you're looking for a virtual assistant, it's very, very crucial, and this is $1 million idea, and I hope you're listening because I made this just for you. When you're hiring a virtual assistant, it's very, very important that you're able to distinguish the two different mindsets. There's freelancers out there that are virtual assistants. Their mindset has changed. They're what Rich Dad calls, they're in the S quadrant of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad cash flow. Okay, the one that goes like this, right? You have the ESBI. So the freelance virtual assistants, they're in the S quadrant, okay? And the problem with this is that they're trying to take as many jobs as possible. They learned that they don't want to work for somebody else, and they're just trying to make a lot of money, okay? So what happens is they're going to take your job, Bob's job, Jose's job, and take so many jobs and under-deliver, and you're not going to get deals. The other problem is they already are in a mindset of having their own business, so they're trying to hire other VAs to work for you, and that's not a good idea, okay? For all these years I've done, I've never hired other call centers because those never work out. I've done it many times, and it was been ripped off, okay? What you need is the actual person that's sitting at home and they're dedicated to your business, okay? And they're contractors and they work, but they just do your business only. And you don't want their mindset to be shifted into the S quadrant, because if it is, then you're not going to get good quality service. What you're looking for is people that are in the E quadrant, people that want to be employees, right? But they don't want to work for a local company because they can't make as much money. They want to work for a remote company like yourself or like me so they can make more money. Believe it or not, when you pay somebody $150 in India, when you do the currency exchange where $1 equals like 50 rupees or more, depends what the currency is, it's a lot of money for them. If you pay somebody with a college degree there, okay, with a master's degree, with highly experienced, is probably making $200 to $250 there, okay? I mean, they have a lot of experience, and they speak English, and I'm talking about programmers or electrical engineers, top of the stuff, not just your average, college degree person. They're making $250, okay? So if you get somebody at $150 and they're cold calling for you, or if they're making your software or they're making your app in a month and you're paying them $150 and they do a good job, and the second month you increase it to, let's say, $300, right? Because they're making you thousands of dollars, then guess what? They're loving you, dude, because they're making twice, if not 3 times more than they're, if you pay them a $400. But again, I paid my guys that work for my moving company, Dr. Move, a lot of money because they made a lot of money. Especially the guys that did the cold calling, and they booked the customers, they did the conversion. They didn't talk to anybody inside the office. People called, they closed the deal, they had them pay their deposits. So with those people, I paid them a lot of money. I paid them bonuses, and I show you how to do it in my advanced virtual assistant training course. It's called the VA filtering system, plus how to hire virtual assistants. So basically it's 2 courses into 1. You get how to hire virtual assistants, and then 2, which is the most important, okay? Nobody knows this secret, which is how to filter them to get the best, to get the cream of the cream, the one that are the very most motivated, and they're going to give you the best result, okay? And I also talk about where to find VAs, the normal way, and then the superhero way where not everybody's doing it. How do I know? Because I'm a guerrilla marketer, and I don't do what everybody else does, okay? I show you how to do that, so you're getting the best of the best. They're willing to work for you and generate you money, guys. So again, before I get off, I'm giving only 19 books. They're pre-ordered. The book is going to be finished in about 9 days or 7 days, but I'm only letting out 19, okay, for $97. Once the book is out, I'm going to sell it for $1,000. Okay, I've already had multiple people reach out to me on my last video I did that already pre-ordered it at the $325. But I'm doing this as a flash sale, dude. As soon as the 19's over, it's over. You can get it for 97 bucks, guys. Okay. If you go to Amazon, you go to Facebook, you go to Google, you can see I have excellent reviews. Everybody that bought my book on Amazon, they all give me five stars. So I will not let you down. This is the same exact thing I used in my $1 million moving company. I use it for my real estate brokerage firm. I used it when we buy houses, and it's going to work for you. It's worked for my student that does photography. It's worked for my other student that has a pizza business. It's going to work for you. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. If it worked for me, it's going to work for you. And this information is not out there because nobody's doing it. Before I get off, one other thing. This is the best time to hire front-end virtual assistants. And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. Everybody and their mama in the third world countries now has a smartphone, okay? 2, their smartphone has fast internet connection. 3, not everybody, but a lot of people in third world countries now have DSL and fast internet connection at their home. Okay, why is this stuff important? Well, let me give you one other idea. 4, everybody in third world countries can easily get a very fast computer very cheaply compared to 5 years ago, compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when a laptop was $2,000 plus, okay? So you put these 4 equations together, which is fast internet. Everybody has a mobile phone. Their mobile phone has fast internet. Their home internet has fast internet. They get equipment cheap. It makes it very, very easy for your front-end virtual assistants to generate you shitload of leads, like cold calling, like follow-up, like setting up appointments, like anything you can imagine. So this is the best time to capitalize on it because the technology's there. The people are speaking English, and hardware is cheap. And for 120 bucks to 150 bucks, you can have a master degree, some guy from India, some lady from India, or some lady from China, or some lady from Pakistan, or wherever you want. I'll show you exactly where to go for work for you for pennies, dude. And each one of these can generate you $100,000 plus, assuming that you know what to do with them. And if you don't know, that's why you need my book, because I tell you exactly what kind of work you could have these guys do. It doesn't matter what business you're in. Guys, download it. 19 left. Hustle and bustle, don't take no for an answer. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below, and I'll get back with you. See ya.